knowing if you're being delusional or not. Rumor has it, like, most of the time it's like a warning, girl. Like, it's a warning. I wouldn't want you to do this, that, and the third. Be backfire and be like, well, we're not boyfriend girlfriend. Well, then leave me alone. Like, the moment you start to lower yourself in any sort of way to try to fit into this box or shell, that's when you set yourself for failure. Do not lower your standards because someone is giving you attention and a box of chocolates.
Baby, calm down, calm down. Yo, this your body, it puts in my heart for lockdown, oh lockdown. Yo, you sweet life, fast down, fast down. If I tell you, say I love you,
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Fansa for those of you that don't know me. And today we're going to be doing a girl talk because I feel like there's a lot of things to be said, and also like a lot of these things we've all been thinking. Yeah. So without further ado, let's get straight to the video because I'm not here to waste your time. Here's the topic we're gonna be talking about. We're coming in hot. It's why are situationships so draining? I feel like, don't get me wrong, if situationships is your cup of tea, then by all means, you do you. But for me, it's not my cup of tea because it feels like it blurs the line between a relationship and a friendship, if we're being honest. Because there's that emotional investment, but without the commitment, you know? Why are you so... Why do you have to be invested in someone but don't have the title? Again, I'm not coming for anyone that likes to be in situationships, but I feel like there is a line to be drawn. Like, I'm gonna speak from experience because I did have a situationship at one point. I don't know why. Like, also, like, my friends that have had situationships, they had similar situations where their situationship wanted them to be all about them. We're talking about like my friends that are girls and had situations with guys. So I'm gonna talk about guys as an example because that's what I've seen and also experienced. It's like they want you to be all about them, but they're not all about you. Like, they can do whatever they want, and that's not happening over here. That's not. Like, also, it's a thing where girls are more like emotional, whether we want to admit it or not. So it could be draining to put your energy into multiple people at once. Maybe that's why they would be more invested in the guy than the guy invested in them, in the way that, well, let me rephrase that. You would only be invested in one guy rather than the guy be only invested in them, because for some reason they have the energy to be invested in multiple people, which is weird to me, but it's what's been going on. Yeah. And also the anxiety of like, do they even like me, or am I just convenient? Because yeah, it's nice to have someone, but like, what else? Okay, you're doing boyfriend and girlfriend stuff, but like, we're not boyfriend and girlfriend. So it's like, that's where the convenience comes in. Again, using me as an example, I feel like when I had my situationship, honestly, like, I'm not a situation type of girly. Like, I learned that. But it feels like every time I brought up the fact that it was a situationship, do's and don'ts, because again, that was my first and last situationship. I didn't really know what was off limits, on limits, and it's like, I don't know. Like, I'm not the type of person to do boyfriend girlfriend stuff if we're not boyfriend girlfriends, and that is the thing. Like, that's expected when you're in a situationship, but no. So it brings in like lack of clarity, and it also brings me to my next point of feeling like you're not allowed to have standards. Because think about it, you're not official, right? So it's like, if you're like, okay, well, I wouldn't want you to do this, that, and the third, be backfire and be like, well, we're not boyfriend girlfriend. So it's like, well, then leave me alone. Like, and society also glamorizes toxic confusion with being fun or like exciting, which it's not. I feel like it's so normalized to the point where like people don't really like see it as an issue anymore, and that is concerning to me, at least. So yeah. So how do you protect your energy while in a talking stage? Well, I would say set boundaries, know what you are comfortable with and what you're not comfortable with, and make sure you're communicating that. If you're going into a situationship with no limits, communicate that by all means. That is completely up to you. But say you do have limits and there are certain things you won't tolerate, make sure you communicate that and stand on that. There shouldn't be no loopholes around that. Don't let anyone talk you into doing anything that you are not comfortable with, especially in a situationship and even in a relationship. Like, I feel like that is your right to feel comfortable enough to explain that and also get that, if that makes sense. So yeah, and know when to walk away even without the label, because just because there's no label of a relationship doesn't mean that it's not something that you can't walk away from. You know, if it's a situationship, really, like, whether people want to admit it or not, it's basically a relationship without the title. So walk away if it is something that you don't want to be in and something that is toxic, because honestly it can be toxic, just like regular relationships. The next topic I want to talk about is the soft girl era is over. I'm in my villain era. Before I dive into this topic, I first would like to explain what the soft girl era is and also why it became a thing in the first place. So when we say soft girl era, we think pastel colors, being in your feminine energy, being soft, being vulnerable, enjoying calm activities, etc. It represents reclaiming the traditional femininity, not being tough, independent, etc. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below, but that's my view of it. Now, don't get me wrong, I like a good soft girl era. Like, I love pink, I love baking and all of that. When I say the soft girl era is over, what I really mean by that is there could be danger in always being nice and agreeable. If you've viewed my previous videos or you know me, you know that I'm pretty soft-spoken, I'm nice, I'm calm and everything. I can say, like, from being a nice person, speaking from experience, like, people can see that as a sign of weakness in a way. And don't get me wrong, I'm nice and all and cool, I'm chill, but like, there is a point to things and I do know how to defend myself, period. You do too, and period. Be a danger in always being nice. That's where in my villain era comes in, because that's when you set boundaries, you say no more, and hey, like, choosing yourself isn't always selfish, you know? Sometimes you need me time, sometimes you need to think about yourself. Cutting people off who only show up when it's convenient for them is okay. I could give you guys story times, I could give you more advice videos on this, just let me know. But I would say, like, in the past and also in the present as well, to be honest, like, I've had friendships where it was one-sided support in a way. I'm the type of person, I go above and beyond for my friends. Not everything that I do for my friend needs to be reciprocated 100%. It doesn't need to be mirrored. But I feel like the simple things, like showing up, being there for your friends, listening to them, being there for big moments, or even the small sometimes, like, is important to me in a friendship. I feel like if I'm doing all of that and it's not getting reciprocated, then I tend to step back because of that. I do understand that everybody has a different point of view when it comes to friendships, but don't let someone ever tell you that you're asking for too much. Like, when you're asking for the bare minimum. And that goes for anything. That goes for friends, family, relationships, etc. If you needing someone to talk to is you asking for too much, you're asking the wrong people. And honestly, you just need to step back. You need to step away from them, because those are not your friends. Those are not people that you want to date. Those are not people that you want to be around, you know? That's just a little bit of a piece of advice. And especially when you see that that person is capable of doing those things, like if they show up for their other friends, or say for their significant other or whatnot, or like other family members, they show up for them in that way, just not you. I feel like that's kind of like a clear indicator that, hey, yeah, this person does not deserve my time and energy and efforts, and that's the reason that you should probably step back. That's just me personally, though. This is right on theme. So the next topic we're going to talk about is the truth about being a therapist friend. So if you're a therapist friend, come to the front, because so am I. And honestly, like, I don't mind being therapist friend, the therapist family member, anything, because again, like, I love showing up for my friends and family and people that I care about, not just physically but also emotionally, because I feel like that is very important. Everyone needs someone to talk to, not at the cost of your mental health, of course. That's why you should make sure that you also have someone to talk to. Again, that goes hand in hand with it being one-sided. If you're the only one taking all this baggage, like loading it onto yourself, and there's no one that you can talk to about your problems, and that's an issue, because if your friends or family are not there for you emotionally or physically, that's not, again, that is people that you don't want to be around, respectfully. And it's okay to do that. Like, you matter and you should take care of yourself as just as much as they take care of themselves, you know? And I would say, like, if you are communicating this with a family member or friend that you don't feel value, or you don't feel like you're getting the same energy back as you are giving them, and they see you as someone that's strong, and because I hear that a lot, like both with me and other people as well, that they're called strong, so therefore they don't really need anyone or anything. But no, like, we struggle too, you know, and it's okay, you know, to struggle. But I feel like if someone is seeing past that and saying that, oh, you're strong, so it's fine, then again, that's someone that you need to be around. And I feel like, why do some friendships feel one-sided, you know? Like, it shouldn't feel that way. Y'all, this sounds like it's getting personal. So again, I would love to dive more deeply into this, because I've had experience a lot of like relationships that are like this, either family or friendships, and I would love to talk more about it. So let me know if you guys want me to, and I would definitely make a separate video just about this. Before I end with this topic, I want to say a piece of advice is to find friends that pour into you as well. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm still learning this as of today, like being in my late teens. Yes, I am well aware of this. It is hard, it can be hard, and I understand. I hear you, I see you, and just that is something that I'm still working on. I just know that I deserve, and that you deserve, friends and family members that pour into you just as much as you pour into them. So I would say, if it doesn't feel like that, then the topic I'm going to be talking about is, do I actually like him or just the attention? So how do you tell if you really like someone or just a validation, you know? If you're getting excited only because they're texting you, I feel like that could be an indicator. Yes, it's exciting to get text messages. You want to hear from someone that you like or whatnot. But if your mood is based off that, whether or not they text you, then that could be an indicator. That is just a validation, because if, say, they don't text you, for instance, and you're sad all day, and this is someone that, say, you're talking to, for example, then, I don't know, I feel like that could be a validation, in my opinion. Okay, let's talk about this. Mistaking butterflies for anxiety. You know, it's funny, because my senior year of high school, this teacher, she told me, like, I guess that's her now husband, they're married now, but she said when they first met, like, she never got butterflies, and then she was just like, oh, like, do I even like him, blah, blah, blah. And she was just like, you know what, like, sometimes butterflies could be anxiety, like, you could be feeling anxious instead, which is a bad sign. So I don't really know the science behind it at the end of the day. I don't know if feeling butterflies means like it's a bad thing or like as a warning sign. But rumor has it, like, most of the time it's like a warning, girl. Like, it's a warning. So I don't know. You also gotta ask yourself, like, is it the ego boost of being chosen? Because that could be a sign that it's just a validation, like you don't really like the person. Because if your ego is getting boosted because you feel chosen by someone, I'm sorry to break it to you, but you don't like that person. Confirming to the idea of something other than what it actually is. So if you're more into the idea of the person than what it actually is, that is also a sign that you don't really like them. Like, it's just, again, the validation aspect of it. Because if you're replaying, and hey, we've all been delusional. We've all been delusional. So, but it's a good, like, you know, it's nice to be able to differentiate them, you know, like knowing if you're being delusional or not. You're constantly like replaying scenarios, like say that didn't even happen and you just met this person. Like, I feel like you should probably take a step back and really question it. Like, okay, do I really like this person? What do I like about that person? Break it down and come to a conclusion. Like, at the end of the day, you know you the best, so based on your answers you would know if it's actually genuine or you're just a little delulu. And it's okay to be delulu, but just knowing it is better so that you prepare yourself for success and not heartbreak or whatever else. When effort feels more attractive and not the person themselves, like if you are getting love bombed and you're not attracted to this person, but you like the fact that they get you flowers, you like the fact that they call you beautiful, girl, it's the validation. Like, don't do it to yourself. I would say don't settle. Like, for me personally, I do, like, my friends tell me I have high standards, and I do agree with that. I do feel like I have high standards, but am I planning on lowering my standards? Absolutely not, because at the end of the day, it's my life, and I feel like the moment you start to lower yourself in any sort of way to try to fit into this box or shell, that's when you set yourself for failure. And respectfully, an advice I would give you is do not lower your standards, like, because someone is giving you attention and a box of chocolates. Don't do it. Don't. I would just say you deserve more than breadcrumbs of attention. Honestly, you don't want the push and pull method, you know? You don't want someone to say they're about you, but they're not. But I'm gonna end on that note. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I have a lot more topics that I wanted to get into, but I didn't want this video to be too long. But if you do enjoy this, let me know and I can make a part 2 and then 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know. Just as long as you like it. If you like it, I love it, and I would love to continue to talk about this. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share this video as well, and let me know what your favorite either topic or comment was in this video in the comment section below. And yeah, bye guys.